going to head over to Fiona one more time because we have the former world champion, Vishy Anand, with us.
Thank you, Anna. Vishy, it's always a pleasure having you with us. Congratulations. You beat Nodirbek Abdusattorov today, a player who was not even born when you were world champion. Levon told us a few days ago he likes to beat them while they're still young. What's your stance on this?
Yeah, probably it's about the only time we'll manage. But yeah, no, I was obviously happy with today's game and yesterday's game, and so my tournament's improving a little bit.
Yeah, well, it was a shock defeat, I would say, in the first round to Evgeny Nair, but you've bounced back well, and today a complex middle game. You've chosen this moment to highlight. Why was this an important moment, would you say?
Well, I think knight f5 is possible here. I couldn't completely be sure. But anyway, I went queen e2, knight f4, queen f1, c6, bishop c4, b5, bishop b3. Sorry. And perhaps here he could try c5.
Okay.
I wasn't quite sure which way this was going anyway. I just wanted to point that out. Then, but after this, we get into this, I would say, some sort of model position if you want to highlight a certain point. And here the point is that though material is identical and well, in fact, we have the exact same pieces. The big difference is my bishop is pointing at f7, and f7 is really weak. So, but I need to undermine his pawns here for that. So c4 was very important.
In this position, did you like it? Did you feel you were in the driving seat, or it was complex?
Well, but I mean, I felt the position should be winning almost.
Almost winning.
But it's not trivial, and you hope you don't screw up somewhere. So he did this because, I mean, there's too much pressure. At least he removes the g5 square. Whereupon I take this pawn, and I came here, and I found this move because I didn't want his rooks chasing my queen, so I could go queen c2, for instance, but then he goes rook e8, and I wanted to avoid that because I thought this position, should be nice for white to play, but I was really surprised that he would play rook e8. I thought he would try to keep the rooks.
Which would give him maybe slightly more chances. And
then my thinking flipped. Here I suddenly started to feel that I should keep the rooks because the danger if I collect the rook, but I mean exchange rooks, but collect a pawn is that it's not the most glamorous pawn. And but anyway, I went queen a7, queen b8, and roundabout here I understood that I wasn't going to be able to avoid it much longer, so I decided to go for this pawn. You're never happy because obviously you like to try and win f7 for free, not to break your pawn structure like this. But one or two moves later, I already knew that I'm going to win because, well, this is really quite easy. My king comes to f3, I swap a knight, and it'll take a long time, but it should be fairly technical. And that is in fact what happened. I went bishop c4 so that I can play knight e6. And then suddenly I thought knight e6, bishop b6 bothered me a little bit. But I cannot say why, because I could do the same king takes f4 here. But there's nothing wrong with knight e4, and this is just, it's just sooner or later the pawns will win. So he has, he can put the king on b6 and the bishop on f6, but in that case I'll take my king to g6 and h4 and I'll queen one. Or the king can wait on the king side, in which case I go to the queen side, so there's nothing much to do.
So opposite color bishop endings are not always a draw?
No, not this one, because there's too many pawns.
Too many pawns. So you're back on 4 out of 6. Overall, how satisfied have you been with your play here?
Well, I just stopped thinking about it after round 1. I mean, I don't, you know, once you make a mistake like that, then you just play game to game, and that's it.
Can I ask you, our question of the day is what do people prefer, elite against elite tournaments, or when a format like here where up-and players get a chance to face off against legends of the game like yourself? How do you feel? Do you prefer facing the top guys, or do you enjoy playing some new faces?
I mean, if it goes well, then you enjoy it. I think it doesn't really matter whom you play. If I have a good tournament, then I'm happy, and if I don't, then I'm not. That's all.
A final question about someone else. I saw you tweeted a few days ago, Pragg became the world champion under 18. He's already back at the board playing at the under 20. I saw you tweeted you're looking forward to him showing some of the games. So you have been working with Pragg a bit?
Yeah, well, he visited me at home for a couple of sessions, and pretty informal stuff, but no, I was very happy. Also, his performance was so convincing. He didn't just squeak through. So, great performance.
Good stuff. I believe there's a question for you from one of our commentators.
Well, actually, Vishy, I was going to kind of pick up on that. You know, you mentioned about Pragg visiting, but I've also seen you have sessions with some other, you know, Indian talents as well. Is that something that you'd like to do more of? You know, coaching some of the younger generation.
I definitely would like to do it, but it's not one-way traffic. I mean, I also learn from these sessions. You get to see their perspective, and they're looking at stuff that you've probably not considered. So it goes both ways. To be honest, it was almost social. I was just happy to have them over, and we chatted a bit. And it's not like I had a block of positions that they had to study or something. In fact, we looked at recent games from the World Cup. We just exchanged impressions, things like that. But definitely, it's something I'd like to do more of.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, congratulations today.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your rest day, and best of luck with the rest of the tournament.
Thanks.
Back